that is cancellation policy. Today is the other side of booking policy, that is cancellation policy, uh, and how it works and so on. So let us get into that discussion. Starting with the simpler case of pay and play. Rahul, you will start.
Yeah. Uh, so the way we are looking at it is to have slabs of something like before 48 hours, 36 hours, 24 hours, 12 hours, kind of a thing, which hopefully can be configurable, and accordingly then dependent on the policy that's made. Say that I'll just give you an example that before 48 hours, it's a full refund, right? But only in the form of credits.
All right.
Okay. At 48 hours, it should we should have at least received 25% of the amount.
Okay.
Sorry, Rahul, you have that what we had prepared in front of you, right?
That's exactly what I'm reading.
Okay.
So
Why don't you
since
click a photograph and share it? I think it'll be easier.
number doesn't matter, I'll say that the design pattern is like IRCTC, where a few days before traveling you can cancel. If you come within a particular slab, then certain amount of money will not be refunded. And if you sort of take it to the last hour, then or once the charts are paid, then nothing is refunded. So uh, how many hours you put and all that, that is kind of immaterial. But essentially, the policy is uh, slab based, and the refund is all in credits and nothing in cash.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any variation of this, or this is the only policy applied on pay and play?
So the one variation that I can think of is that if for in a very rare case, and I don't know if we need to make a provision for it or no, but in a very rare case where we have to give out cash for
Hmm.
some odd reason, then how do we manage it?
Mm, cash refund, as in you don't mean cash. You just mean, you know,
I mean a
although,
cash refund where if he's paid by his debit card or credit card, it goes back to his credit card.
no, no. So, see, we have to separate the product from the accounting and operating system. That's a
Okay.
primary thing that we have to remember. So, how you deal with cash,
Hmm.
नहीं तो फिर accounting तक पहुंच जाएंगे अपन.
Acha.
I'll explain what I'm telling you. See, what you're telling me is about reconciliation. That suppose there is a guy and he needs to be paid back, and he is paid back the refund in wallet, and now uh, instead of that wallet he has to be paid in cash because of some sort of other circumstances.
Sure.
uh, can you just give me 1 second, please? Umesh.
What's happening, guys?
No, Kaushal got a call. He has to
Acha,
take
okay.
that.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. I have finished that.
Yeah, Kaushal, you were saying.
Uh, I was saying that we were talking that how uh, the wallet reconciliation or accounting should not be part of the product. So if you are going to give cash or credit, then in some case you have to make that case that okay, to this guy it was not given in wallet.
But how would we show that in the system?
I don't know yet. Uh, how frequent is this case that instead of wallet he is given a cash
I'm
out?
just I just thought aloud that there are times where something goes wrong at the ground
Uh,
and you're left with no option.
okay, I get it.
Essentially, this cancellation policy is only for pay and play, right?
Uh,
There will be cancellation policies for your B2B side of your business as well. But that is all because all your payments are NEFTs and checks, which is offline. More or less, like, it will also be refunded that way. So I don't see that being too much of an issue because, like, say, for example, if you book Saturday, Sunday as a corporate for an event, our cancellation policy is that 1 week prior to the date of the event, uh, you need to you'll get like 80% back. So that all that we construct in an email when we send a confirmation, everything is constructed in the body of the email and sent out. Then they send advance money by NEFT or check. So today, if he's canceling the event and if he falls under that cancellation policy, then you refund only that much back by check or NEFT. So
ha ha. So, uh,
system generated refunds will only be for pay and play.
acha. Uh, and I'm still thinking that the issue that we are discussing is by default the guy is supposed to get the refund in his wallet. Uh, when does he get it? When the cancellation event is triggered. How does the cancellation event trigger? Either he calls in and tells, or the ground guy comes to know that it is cancelled, so he cancels, or an automatic time-based limit is reached and the further money is not paid, so it is treated as a cancellation event, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So there are three cases that the guy simply clicks on something and says, "I'm canceling," pretty much like a railway ticket.
Yes.
Uh, or the he calls up the ground guy, or somehow the ground guy comes to know and he cancels. Uh, Again, same cancellation applies. Or the third case is that before 48 hours, he was supposed to pay some X level and top it up, but he does not. And so his previously paid money is deemed as kind of, the booking is considered cancelled. And that amount needs to go to uh, wallet. Now, this is a norm in all three cases because this cancellation event is going to get triggered automatically. It is not a conscious thing. It is the background thing that is
Yeah, but wouldn't there be a case, or would there be a system where if the ground or the admin wants to extend that timeline, can they should be allowed to extend that timeline?
individual पे system नहीं हो सकता है. See, Rahul, you have to put a stop somewhere. Otherwise, basically, it is not a system. Then you have to override everywhere.
Hmm.
Wherever there is a policy, you have one option: override the policy. And when you
I didn't
override,
understand Rahul's point though. Rahul, can you
No,
repeat?
I'm saying that say that you and your friends are playing,
Huh.
right? And you have a genuine problem. You couldn't that 36-hour slab. You couldn't make the payment, or the
Hmm.
ground anyways doesn't have too many bookings, right? So where the ground takes a call that okay, I'm giving you an extra 12 hours to make that 50%.
One second. To address your first point, you have to treat this like how I always keep going back to how you book movie tickets,
Hmm.
right? No matter what emergency you have, your money is gone.
I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about extension.
No, no, one second. So, what you're trying to say is that the genuine emergency that comes up, that's just unfortunate. Here, you're talking about 3, 400, 500, 600 rupees, you know.
Hmm.
In context to that emergency, you're not going to sit and worry about your 6, 700 rupees. So practically
Hello.
speak, we don't need to really worry about the emergency part of things. So
अभी चाहिए तारीख
it's
में
we don't need to
मीटिंग वाले
find
बोल
an
रहे
override
हैं
for
मुन्ना अभी
that.
तो कंफर्म नहीं किया देखो
For extension of the
देखता
ground,
हूँ ना टीम टीम
it does not matter
ओके
is
ओके
because once his
अभी
slot
बोला ऐसे
gets
टीम को पूरा
cancelled,
टीम ही चाहिए
right?
था देखते हैं
Hmm.
अभी मतलब
And
बैकअप किया
where's this?
बोलता
Who's
बोल रहे
talking? Is that
Arey,
yours? Yeah. So once his slot gets cancelled, what happens is that you're basically his money is refunded to him, and that slot is again available. Now, when that slot is again available with there are stipulated guidelines out there which says that today, if you're booking within 36 hours, he needs to have that many people ready so he can if the slot is available, he can go again, create a game again, and it will start following your timelines however you've defined it.
You will also use the same credit that you already have in your wallet.
Yeah, yeah. Say today, for example, if he's running short of players, and if he's running short of players and his the system cancels his slot, then he knows that the slot is cancelled. Now, 5 hours later or 10 hours later, he suddenly has like 3, 4 players available ready to play. He'll go again and check on the app if the slot is available. He'll block it and then he'll start following the timelines or whatever that we are defined. So say if it's within 24 hours, he will have to have 80% of the money ready to be shown in the booking for the booking to be accepted. It is, you have to keep it simple. Let's not have too many permutation combinations with this.
okay,
Let's not
point taken.
even worry about it, because the thing is that the minute you sit and worry about like, oh, like, the slot is not filled, there are going to be scenarios where your slots are going to go empty, and there are going to be scenarios where people are going to cancel last minute. We cannot sit and try and make sure that we are converting every booking by calling them and saying that, okay, now I'm extending your timeline. The minute you start doing that, people are going to take advantage of that, and then they're only going to make sure that they only fill up the minimum required till the very end, till the last minute, because they know that's your weakness. You're never going to let it go.
Okay, okay. This was incorporated in our document, so hence I thought I'll bring it up.
What was incorporated in,
This
in our
extension
document?
from the backend that we should be able to extend wherever required.
But there would have been a reasoning for it, right?
This was the reasoning
Right.
What was the
What
that if we are if a ground is struggling for bookings and you want to give that give a leeway to a few clients that okay, you figure out your game. That was the extension part for. But
that way?
I buy into your point. It's not that I don't buy into your point. I completely buy into your point that if there's no option given, then it's a better thing. It's less
No,
complicated.
and if the guy is still interested, he can come back and straight away book it, but with whatever minimum balance is defined for that particular timeline. Then there's no 48 hours or nothing. Then it's like literally whatever you're defining, the system will only accept that much as bare minimum or
Whatever the
more.
policy, yeah, whatever the
Yeah,
policy is at
whatever the
that time.
policy is, and that
So
is simple. And if we have made provision for this in our document, I guess it is predominantly only for our regulars, like literally the guys who play 3 times a week. And like,
no, it was a generic thing written, but yeah, I buy into the point that it should if there's no option given, it's a better thing.
Kaushal, I have a question for you, and
Mhm.
it's a more technical question where even if we have to keep an override for this situation where the admin, can it be like, say, like a super admin, like in this case somebody like Rahul or myself, only like at that level, not at ground level, who would be in a position to basically extend that for a particular client because they are that regular and that important to us.
I was going to say that these kind of exceptions should be managed outside of the product and not inside the product, because you are adding 80% of the effort to the product, um, or complexity to the product, which probably gives you 5%, 10% value.
Okay, sure, fair enough.
So there will be many situations, and I will keep coming back onto that point. Maybe
Okay.
in the nth version of the product, you can have those exceptions built when the business is kind of already cruising along.
Sure.
But what happens is when you are building a system under various constraints, including time being the most important,
Sure.
then bringing a super admin as an additional role further
Yeah.
complicates that. Okay, so what options are available to this role?
Sure, sure, sure. Fair
So,
enough.
and that leads to the front end code and validation on the front end and all of those things, leading to, complexity, heavy
Yeah.
code on the front end, more test cases, chances of errors creeping in, more testing required so that, something somewhere is not creeped in through some role which was not recognized, such issues.
In fact, I thought of a solution now only, which let me just say it so that Rahul, please mute yourself now. I have thought of a solution now only, and Rahul, you also please correct me if I'm wrong. That what how we can actually take care of this is essentially just like say the slot opens up in the system. From the back end, one of the ground staff, admin or whatever, if the client is that important and regular, he literally picks up the phone and calls the ground staff guy saying that मेरा एक दो ही बाकी है, वो slot किसी को जाना नहीं चाहिए. So he'll just block it, na? Like as a others or whatever, like he'll just block it for a strict time frame where he says मेरे को एक दो घंटा दे that slot. Don't keep it open to public because someone else may take it. So give me 1 2 hours and block it for 1 2 hours. In 1 2 hours, if you don't hear from me, you can open it up. That can be done offline. Is what as Kaushal said. Like he can literally block it for that client if needed, and that will be once in a while. It's a very rare occasion that something like this we should encourage. So the value that we like, I agree with Kaushal that the value that brings for the amount of time we'll be putting into creating this role for super admin and all that is pointless. You rather just keep it keep it offline if need be. Kaushal, did you
No,
understand my
sure,
point
sure.
of
Yeah, I
someone
got.
blocking it?
Yeah, I got it. I
It's
got it.
just that if he loses out on penalty, if he loses credits on penalty, say I've paid 100 rupees and 10 rupees gets deducted as penalty, people will create a problem. Though I'm just voicing myself out. This system definitely works.
No, no, I don't think people will create a problem once they know that this is the only option.
I think broadly speaking, let's just keep it at key. If you are revoking, overriding this guy's policy, uh, that kind of a binary uh, mechanism is possible and logical also, because you're not forcing a policy. You are saying that on this guy, don't force the policy. Now, if you don't force the policy for that particular booking only, that means essentially when the cancellation event is triggered, um, his money is not his money is, we will have to see. I don't have the answer right now whether you refund in the wallet or you don't refund in the wallet and it's available for debit somewhere else. I don't know where we are debiting. If there are any loops related to, payment and transactions, and if there is a manual entry over there to put a credit against, the money that he has, I mean, you know what I'm saying.
So right now, if you notice Swiggy, right, the they have an instant refund from whatever mode of payment that you made, right? Like if you've used UPI, it'll refund it there. If you've used a credit card, it refunds it there. Obviously, it has the payment gateway will have its own timelines to it,
No,
but
there is
even
instant payment. there is instant refund.
Correct.
On
So
on Razorpay,
yeah.
there is instant refund. So ideally, this feature, the way it should work is
Hmm.
uh, that your default policy is credit goes to wallet,
Correct.
and the opposite of that is that if it is kind of matlab, that policy is not applied on this guy, but there is a cancellation event and hence there is a refund event,
Yeah.
then the refund event has only two binary states. Either the refund event happens in the wallet or refund event happens on the original to the original source.
Correct. That's it.
I think
Fair.
that kind of makes it square and binary,
Sure.
uh, and it is then up to the ground manager or whoever is using discretion in this other case also, that if this guy is important, then you mute the policy refund policy on him.
Yeah. Sure. Fair enough. Fair enough. We can do that as long as that's easier to manage for you in terms of coding and like making it available as a feature. It's
No, no,
fine.
it's not just for me. Like for example, how you said that it is instantly available. That's possible because this feature is given
Payment gateway.
by the payment gateway. So
Sure.
the features are also in the context of the technical infrastructure that is available for you to execute that feature.
Sure. Sure.
उसमें भी एक आएगा कि अ, ये पेमेंट गेटवे के पास आपका क्रेडिट बैलेंस होना चाहिए,
Correct.
तब तो जाके वो रिफंड करेगा.
Correct.
और पेमेंट गेटवे में भी ऐसे पॉलिसीज है कि एनी अमाउंट, मतलब दे हैव अ क्लियरेंस T+2 T+1 काइंड ऑफ थिंग.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if your money is not there and if your payment has been made already, then the refund will not happen and therefore you will have to keep certain balance, और वो balance भी automatically उसमें configure करना पड़ेगा, things like that.
Sure. Fair enough. You know, one more scenario comes to my mind, which I want to bring to your notice, is that we have a big culture of regular bookings at all our turfs. Okay. Now, when you have regular bookings, and I know this is going to be a massive issue, teething issue in the start, at least the first 6 months to 1 year, where currently the way it functions is that today, say for example, Ronak plays at Raghuvanshi from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock on Wednesdays and 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock on Saturdays. He has that slot booked by our staff for him permanently for the whole year. जितना भी कैलेंडर उसको बैकएंड में दिख रहा है उसमें Wednesday is 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock and Saturday is 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock is permanently booked for him. 2 days before the booking date or time, our team starts checking with them on confirmation. Okay, how many are you confirmed, sir? Slot confirm है ना, होने वाला है. So Ronak will say, हाँ confirm है, don't worry. Then 1 day before, again we send a text message saying, sir, confirmation for slot. Again he responds saying confirm. On the same day also we send a confirmation message because क्या होता है, there are people who back out, drop out. So over a period of time, now the guys who are coordinating the booking, so in for our app, that person will be the guy who's creating the game. So the group admin, uh, he is very conscious of the point that अगर game नहीं हो रहा है, he also understands that we should not go into a opportunity cost loss because time is money for us, and if that slot is cancelled last minute, it becomes difficult for us to replace it with somebody else. So they are also very conscious where they know that अगर game होने ही नहीं वाला है, they tell us 2 days before only, or if people are cancelling last minute, they let us know, okay guys, people are cancelling, so you open it up or find someone else, and before confirming someone else, you let us know. Now in this case, what's going to happen is that people are used to their slot permanently being blocked, so they are not going to consciously remember to create a game in time so that nobody else takes that slot. It will happen over a period of time. But for the first 6 months to a year, we will have to give that a facility to them. So what will need to happen is that we as playbook and as ground staff, whoever is operating the system in the back end should have that facility to block it and then remind. We will be picking up the phone and reminding our regular customer. So, like, say, my ground staff will pick up the phone, call Ronak, tell Ronak, sir, अभी आपका slot का time आ रहा है, नजदीक आ रहा है. Please, I'm opening it up right now from the system. Please go and create a game immediately. So then he will go to the app, he will create the game, send out the invites and stuff like that. Reason for this is because his slot has become permanent, and that group plays only at that time. So if it's not blocked, then any random person can literally go and create a game for that, and then that regular will not get to play his regular game, which will be a problem for any ground or any turf. So I hope this is taken into provision. Is what all I wanted to put this test scenario out there.
So, Jigar, we are tackling that with others. There are others booking.
I know. As long as Kaushal is on board with others, because
Okay.
I missed part of yesterday's call.
No,
So
we discussed this. We discussed
okay,
this.
okay. I'm sorry. Then. Let's move on.
So,
Yeah, Rahul.
so Kaushal, essentially for cancellation, which is more towards pay and play, correct me if my understanding is wrong. One is it's going to be time based policy. Then there's going to be, along with time based, a certain percentage of the total amount needs to come in. And once, say that someone's made 50% and misses the fourth threshold, right? Then there'll be a percentage deduction as penalty, and balance will be credited to his or her wallet,
Right. So
right?
the way I will describe in abstract is that there will be a cancellation. Okay. More background stuff. Can I mute you for a second?
Yeah, I'm muting myself.
Huh. Okay. So the way I will describe this is uh, that there is a time and mm, penalty-based cancellation formula, uh, and the cancellation event and the refund event are the two possible events associated with this. Cancellation event happens from the user side, from the one of the backend user sides, or it happens automatically on the basis of policy. When cancellation event happens, there is a refund related policy where it goes here, there, or wherever. Uh, that we will define in micro when but there is a refund policy that gets triggered, and the associated cancellation formula, whatever be that formula, is that will be applied on it. That is the generic structure of this cancellation policy for pay and play.
Sure.
Okay. Now we can come to the academies on others who are paying invoice based payments.
Right. So as Jigar mentioned in the start of the conversation, that anyways the payment is always received offline, right? No one's going to pay through a link. Can't it just be offline, and it, because it depends from client to client?
No. Let's discuss what is the policy related to cancellation for them. For example, is there any penalty, or is it discretionary, or is it based on the events that they attended, like that? How the payment will be made is secondary.
No, it's a culmination of everything. It depends who the client is. Uh, it depends what timing of the year it is. It depends how large the event is. Uh, so so typically how we operate is that we give a certain date, right? Say that Kaushal is booking 10 hours at Raghuvanshi, okay, for 20th of March. So in my email to you, I'll confirm everything. You'll make the payment also, okay? And but it will be mentioned that if the event is cancelled after 12th, then it's 100% cancellation fee.
Okay.
Right now, this may vary. this may vary. I'm giving this option to Kaushal because Kaushal is coming for the first time. Now, if it's an extremely regular client who every year does 3, 4 events, large events, right? This may go all the way up to 15th or 18th, or we may give him a chance to adjust his dates a little bit, move his timings a little bit. So it's extremely discretionary.
Right. So let me define this discretionary policy in terms of system. Uh, just like you configure your email, imagine that there is some sort of a dashboard where while you're creating this event, the option over there is what is the timeline or cutoff date after which cancellation cost applies. So the guy selects the date, the discretion he has on the date, whether he wants to select 12th or 15th, but he selects the date. That means prior to that, if cancellation happens, then this thing, cancellation applies. Again, just like the cancellation formula in pay or play, there may be a payment formula, or he may say override any formula. So if there is a formula, then the ready-made formula will be applied. The guy has paid in pro forma invoice as an advance, then the adjustment will be against that advance. The guy is going to pay at the end of the period as we discussed yesterday. Then for this particular event's cancellation, the relevant cancellation fees will still be charged into his invoice. Uh, or there is no cancellation fees formula, but there is a discretionary amount put over there. When you override the formula, the discretionary amount field becomes kind of enabled. You put any value or don't put any value. If you don't put any value, no cancellation fees is applied. If you did put a value, that custom cancellation value is applied. uh, this should take care of a couple of variables: the variable of the cutoff date, the variable at before the cutoff date to change that cutoff date into some other date. तो 12th को आपने 15th पे शिफ्ट कर लिया, आपका डिस्क्रिशन है. सिंस देर इज नो ऑटोमेटिक एनीथिंग हैपनिंग, 15th भी अगर क्रॉस हो गया तो ये बुकिंग के ऊपर the system knows that some sort of a cancellation formula that was selected has to be applied. If that cancellation formula was also overridden even later on after the date has passed away, then there will be zero cancellation cost attached to it. If there is a custom field put over there saying this much cancellation cost, then there is that much cancellation cost associated with that. And these amounts ultimately are being adjusted against the pro forma invoice that was sent to him, so that the final invoice generated will reflect that उसने पहले वीक के 2 3 5 जो भी blocks थे, those were utilized, third week के utilized, but in the second week there were 2 cancellations, and as per all these discretionary policy changes also, there were 2 or 5 rupees for those cancellation fees that applied in those cases. And therefore in the final invoice for the first week for 3 sessions there are relevant costs for that those sessions, but for the second week there are 2 cancellation charges. That's how the final invoice is constructed. Does this address everything?
Yeah, according to me, it does. Jigar,
So
you see any gap?
No, this is for your bulk booking, right?
Bulk booking, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, it addresses everything.
yeah, so अब रहा बात कि cancellation formula कैसा रहेगा. So there may be, there are several products that have some sort of a variation. I will come to that UI and I will show you, but it will be in terms of either flat or it is similar to discount, that either you give a flat discount or you give a percentage discount or you give a period discount. ऐसे 2 3 combination है. ठीक है. So
Yeah.
I have a quick question here. Now, obviously, we are having this discussion right now, but once you put it in UI UX, right, there's a possibility that we may find something then which we are maybe not able to get on call right now,
or
in
product is open to iteration until it is over.
Okay, no. I'm just saying that it shouldn't be that, like, no, not. I know you that is so there only, but like what I wanted to ask you is that it won't be too late then to then track back, right? Like, so because UI UX will give us more clarity once it's in front of us, like how it's going stepwise, like literally from one action to another.
Correct. So, no, it's not too late. Matlab, whether in terms of iteration in fact, that's the point of the UI.
Yeah.
That once it is visible to you, you will suggest a few, and there are expectation. The iterations are expected in certain screens, and uh, the way I'll just explain you how we do programming. The front end developers have associated APIs defined, like how Pawan is already defining those APIs. When you say defining the APIs, he just defines, for example, apply cancellation policy. Now, within that, there is something called a dummy JSON that is kept because we don't know what is going to be the final logic. But we do know that in the final logic, there is going to be some cancellation amount, or there is going to be a cutoff date, or there is going to be certain data point. So that structure is known. How exactly it will work in detail, that is not known until it becomes clear. One way to separate this thing and still keep the development moving is that we build an interface between the backend developer and the front end developer, so that by giving a dummy API, the front end developer is able to go ahead and start his development because he's going, it's like plug and socket, that he knows that once he connects this plug into some socket, पीछे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कहाँ से आ रहा है फर्क नहीं पड़ता है उसको. ठीक है. तो same way the front end guy will develop, he will connect a API, the API will be serving him responses also, he will use that response also to sort of configure the front end, etc. The backend guy, now as the UX and UI become more and more clear, his formula, even if they get more and more complicated, it is just isolated from the front end developer, and the front end developer knows that at the end of whatever complicated calculation, मेरे को तो यही मिलने वाला है, वो मेरे को front end में display करना है. In worst cases, even if there are iterations later on, uh, they are only the front end iterations or some amount of front end handling. So that is manageable because these both have been decoupled to certain extent. If you make fundamental changes, it's not possible to define what is a fundamental change, but sometime we will come across some situation where you will say that can we have it this way, and I will explain you how. Now the whole structure and within which it has been defined to do this is to like upturn the whole table. Okay, but until that time we can have design iterations, we can have logic iterations also, and policy
Okay.
changes also.
Perfect. Perfect. I don't think we really will have too many fundamental changes, because that way the product is quite simple. It's not. It is. I mean, the back end stuff is a bit complicated, but like front end wise and like the features and stuff is quite straightforward. So I don't see that as being too much of a problem.
बराबर. So
ठीक है.
apart from bulk booking, is there any other, like in case of coaching, can we go into coaching?
Sorry, Kaushal, before we move to coaching, I think so. Yesterday we forgot a very important piece. I don't know if it had to be covered in that or no.
बोलो ना.
Is clubs,
हाँ.
residential buildings. The booking for that. We didn't speak about that yesterday.
हाँ.
So should that be covered with yesterday's points only,
Yeah.
or that will be taken up separately?
I think so. Are the policies or related to? But I'm seeing these as categories of facilities,
Right.
and I'm seeing these as that. Just like the ground or the facility guy is able to have discretion, which we are allowing, the policies related to these also will not be different. So, are they different? Then we should cover them now.
No. So the only
There will be.
different.
It will be different. It will be different because when it comes to buildings and clubs, say for example, if I want to offer my product to NSCI or CCI or Bombay Gym, or even like a Loda, one of the Loda buildings or all Loda buildings which have clubhouse amenities, uh, it's there are not going to be any payment mechanism there. Everything is going to be as per membership ID or residential ID, correct? Like say, I'm just for terming it for different. I would say residential for residential buildings and membership for these other sports clubs that we have, correct? So today, if I want to offer my product just purely in terms of something that they can visually see to block slots. Say today, if I want to play a game of squash at NSCI,
Hmm.
the problem right now that the club is facing is that the regular members who go and play squash have a understanding and this with the marker. So even if the court is available, when they call to make a booking or they go and sign their name, the marker will always say कि sir full hai, and the marker will only put all those members' names and membership numbers before. So any new person who wants to go and play
Yeah,
is
it's all
is
hog.
it doesn't get the opportunity to do so. So when
Hmm.
I had a meeting with NSCI for this, they were very happy with this product because they were like, A, it will keep transparency, complete transparency for any and every member that is looking to play any sport, right, at the club. And secondly, just keeping, like, this was obviously a few months ago, keeping the whole COVID scenario in mind. They were like unnecessarily, then someone like a member does not have to leave his house. He or she doesn't have to leave their house to come to the club and then sign and then wait at the club to get a turn to play. It's they are more planned and they are more efficient with their time management because they can see what slots are available and then accordingly come to the club as per that time. You know. Um, Similarly, again with residential buildings as well, uh, like say something like a Kalpataru and Viveria and stuff. They have multiple buildings. Like Bavaria has 4 towers, but they have only 2 squash courts. In their clubhouse. So the thing is that, like, how do you like, obviously the building itself has a rule that, like, there's first come first serve basis and stuff like that. But like today, if you know ho- why do that when you can offer a particular technology system for people to block it, and they will have their own scenarios and stuff like that. But what I'm trying to say,
My suggestion would be, I have come to this kind of a situation in another product
okay,
where then what happens is that there is a core product which is supposed to take care of your 80% cases,
yeah,
and then there is, specific customization to have, like I used to have a Verify Me wala product. So for India Bulls, they wanted separate policies.
sure,
So they wanted a customization in the product. Uh, I think we should take in two separate layers. The booking
okay,
that we are discussing right now, therefore, is mostly what you do as a part of your normal day-to-day business, which is grounds and other grounds who are affiliating with you, and the way the business runs on the turf park side.
sure,
When you go on the club side, etc., I mean that we should take in as a second layer, uh, because at that point of time, uh, many different combinations will start appearing, and you will have to simplify those many combinations into, for example, that the booking or blocking system that's clearly separate from paying or non-paying system.
correct,
Or what happens if you booked but did not turn up, but there was no payment, so there was no refund and there was no penalty also. Or what happens if can you book all the slots in one go? Because if it is a residential facility, एक आदमी बैठ के सब click कर देगा, ठीक है? So what sort of policies to apply in those cases? You are not going to stop anybody from booking all the slots in your facility so long as he pays for it. बट सिंस देयर इज नो पेमेंट ओनली ओवर देयर, तो वहां पर वो रिस्ट्रिक्शंस भी बिल्ड करने पड़ेंगे। तो वहां के जो केसेस हैं ना,
yeah,
वो दे आर गोइंग टू बी टोटली डिफरेंट। सो वी विल हैव टू सी मेनी केसेस ओवर देयर, and then boil it down to 2 or 3 or 4 simple policy structures which will ensure that कोई भी combination को beat नहीं कर सकता है।
sure, sure. I agree. And another thing is, please remember that clubs also charge a nominal amount. Like, say, for example, if I want to play squash, they will charge that 50, 60, 100 rupees, to my membership ID. So, which I have to pay on a monthly basis. I have to pay a club bill, right? So, this is something that they charge, but residential buildings don't charge. Obviously, that's a different thing. But I agree with you that let's keep this as a separate layer, because this will have its own policies and different permutation combination in terms of how to protect blocking, because there's not too much money involved in it.
बराबर है.
Also with bringing in a guest and stuff like that, so there will be a different structure to it, I guess. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
but our aim was to at least be able to offer like a, I guess we can look at it separately. Fair enough, let's look at it separately, because it is an important feature, because that is a good target audience. Because once you can empanel a club, you're looking at straight away like eight, like there are some clubs which have 8 to 10,000 members. So the number of people that you're then like encouraging to come onto your app and use your app and stuff like that is
बराबर है.
exponential.
बराबर
So
है.
that,
Yeah, yeah. So when I say that, let's look upon in a separate layer is, for example, for club
yeah,
or for a residential tower or something like that.
yeah,
Uh, Suppose for that category, we have that anybody can book, but his booking will require a confirmation from the, I don't know, some facility manager or somebody like that.
correct,
Okay.
correct.
So now by such a simple tweak, we can eliminate that every tower has their own policy and they will drag you into 2 months, they will discuss their own policy. बेटर देन दैट यू हैव गिवन अ फीचर व्हिच इज ऑलरेडी वर्किंग, दैट सर आप इसमें से कोई भी आदमी ब्लॉक कर सकता है, लेकिन जब तक आपका फैसिलिटी मैनेजर उसको कंफर्म नहीं कर देगा तब तक उसका ब्लॉक दिखेगा नहीं. अगर
Yeah,
कंफर्म कर देगा तो इट इज विजिबल टू एवरीबॉडी दैट मिस्टर पटेल हैज टेकन एवरीथिंग ऑन इन स्पॉश फॉर नेक्स्ट 1 month. सो दैट्स अनफेयर, तो फैसिलिटी मैनेजर पकड़ा जाएगा.
correct. And also, it will have to be OTP driven, right? Because today I can share my membership ID with you, and you can go on the app and like in like firstly, obviously with clubs and buildings, towers, to be able to even click on that particular, say if I have to book something at NSCI, I click on NSCI. First it will ask me for my membership details, right? ID. So obviously it will also come down to a point where your registered number as a member has to match your registered number which comes as an OTP for you to even be able to block it. All that is possible, correct? Like security wise.
या या.
So
So until
even
you don't,
the facility manager has to then only verify that, right? That ये नंबर से बुकिंग आया है और ये नंबर क्लब आई जो मेंबरशिप डाला है उसका रजिस्टर्ड नंबर भी ये है, तो ठीक है, आई एम अप्रूविंग इट. इट्स लाइक दैट, समथिंग लाइक दैट विल हैव टू हैपन, करेक्ट?
बराबर बराबर है.
Fair enough, cool. So
बराबर.
if we need to discuss this in some other time, fair, like we can move on now with our primary uh, conversation.
Fair. So I think that the cancellation is covered, right, Rahul?
Yes, yes.
So I'll just paraphrase both the cases, kind of a summary. In pay or play, uh, there is a time and cancellation formula, including penalty based cancellation event generated from three sources: the user, the backend guy, and time itself. And that leads to a refund event getting generated, and refund event can have multiple options, either refund into wallet, refund into original source, or refund manually. So that depending on that, the loop is completed for pay or play. uh, with respect to bulk booking, uh, there were two cases: pro forma and advance versus end of the month invoice. in either case, since the final invoice was going to be based on how many slots were utilized versus booked but not utilized, so we will have a policy of cancellation by date and a similar formula applied, which can be even overridden and made zero or made any custom amount, so that any unused slot cancelled by the client, by the booking administrator before date, invites that particular formula, and that debit will be applied into the final invoice. If it was against pro forma or at the end of the month, doesn't matter, because ultimately it is just a charge. So that charge entry will be available into invoice as cancellation. The discretion by the ground manager will be in the sense of whether he wants to apply the formula, whether he wants to apply a cancellation charge, he wants to modify the cancellation charge, or he wants to change the cutoff date. That is in his control. Even afterwards, after the final games and a whole month's invoice is supposed to be generated, before that he can make those changes and generate the final invoice.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so I think next call again on Saturday at whatever
11
time you
o'clock.
guys are available. Yeah.
What time?
11.
What? 11 usually we.
11 is good for me, but I will have to be done by 12. So I'm guessing Saturday calls are not very long, right?
No, they will be. They will be. This call was 2 hours plus 1 hour. Similarly, those calls will also be probably similar 1 or 2 hours.
Okay.
But that's all right.
Okay, so I'll drop out then because I have a meeting at 12:15, 12:20. So I need to leave my house at 12.
So I'll define the agenda in such a way that some part of the agenda will be to sort of look at the UI that is coming up, and some part of the agenda is going to be to clear out some issues or user journeys.
Sure.
Okay. So, like for example, what we discussed just now, if that comes up and just for a demo that this is how the flow is built, so you need not be around for that. Whereas a new part that is being discussed for that, we'll
Sure.
support you in that.
Sure. And should if we are going to discuss design, should Nikhil be part of this as well?
Yeah, I think on Saturday he should be.
Okay, he was here briefly right now, but
हाँ.
then I guess because he
नहीं
must have
नहीं
been lost in the conversation, so he bounced.
अच्छा
But
नहीं but on this Saturday don't do, because I think on this Saturday Rahul might not be around, and I will give the demo of the designs that are done so far. So I think वो अगले Wednesday को ही रखते हैं.
no, but see, we are meeting tomorrow anyway internally.
हाँ.
So that link is there, na? So we'll anyway show it to him
Yeah,
tomorrow.
feedback you send any.
Done. So he may not join the call, but we'll give his feedback on Saturday. Okay?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Rahul, you will follow up with the recording, na?
Yeah, I'll send it across.
ठीक है. Thank you. Bye.